afternoon and thanks for joining us. 2 people were charged after an aggravated assault led to the seizure of drugs and weapons in Pelican Narrows. Last week, RCMP were called to a home on Ballantyne Street in Pelican Narrows for a report of a serious assault. Officers determined a man locked a woman in a room, then later entered the room with a firearm. The woman was injured in the altercation, but the firearm wasn't discharged. Through a search of the home, officers seized approximately 1 kilogram of methamphetamine, a sawed-off firearm, ammunition and parts, a machete and cash. 26-year-old Tanner Ballantyne from Prince Albert and 45-year-old Sylvia Ballantyne from Pelican Narrows appeared in Prince Albert Provincial Court Tuesday on multiple charges. Another man and woman arrested at the home were released without charges. We're learning more about a fatal shooting and manhunt on a Saskatchewan First Nation yesterday. RCMP are still working to identify and locate suspects in yesterday's shooting on Big Island Lake First Nation that left a 31-year-old man dead and 3 others in hospital with serious but non-life-threatening injuries. Larry Wapikistan confirmed his son Neil Wapikistan was the man who was fatally shot. The community about 100 kilometers northwest of Meadow Lake was under a lockdown for most of the day after the shooting. At the time, RCMP said 2 people were armed with a gun and were last seen riding an ATV. RCMP say officers remain in the community and the motive for the shooting remains under investigation. Following a Christmas Day fire that destroyed the Prince Albert Salvation Army building, there has been an outpouring of community support. Following the fire, the Prince Albert Grand Council stepped up and offered their Urban Services building as a temporary location to be used until January 2nd. Yesterday, more than 40 volunteers organized through the Calvary United Church, helping prepare and serve lunch to those who previously went to the Salvation Army kitchen for a regular meal.
I just thought, we can do this. This is easy. We can get at least 1 day's worth of support ready.
$100 for the Salvation Army. The Regina Police Service has renewed a pair of $50,000 rewards in a pair of high-profile cold cases. The Board of Police Commissioners voted to extend the rewards for the 2004 disappearance of Tamara Keepness and the 2010 triple homicide of a Regina family. Nearly 22 years later, Keepness has not been located, but efforts to solve the missing persons case continue as more advanced investigative technology and analysis becomes available. In the Keepness case, certain exhibits have been identified for submission to the National Laboratory in Ottawa. The rewards for both unsolved cases have been in place since 2014. All right, Jeff, New Year's Eve weather. Are we going to have some sparklers going in the sky, or what's going to be coming down?
Well, it looks like some snow will be coming down in some locations. Not a lot of snow, but snow nonetheless. And temperatures are going to be cold, I'm afraid to say, as we make our way towards midnight and then into 2026. We're keeping our eye on another system. We talked about this yesterday. A series of systems sort of sliding in from Alberta. We don't expect them to be particularly potent by the time they roll into Saskatchewan, maybe creating a bit more problems in Alberta, but for now, the possibility of flurries are there. We'll talk more about the details later on.
Saskatoon residents will be paying more for certain fees in the new year. Cemetery plots, pet licenses, and visits to Kinsman Park and the zoo will all be going up. Rides at Nutrien Playland are also going up by 25 cents. Admission to the Forestry Farm and Zoo is increasing by $2 for adults, and season passes will also cost more. A gravesite at Woodlawn Cemetery now costs almost $3,000. Going to the landfill will cost $20 to enter the site, and the previously free service of clearing out your sewer line will now cost $75 starting Friday. The fee increases are in addition to a 6.7% property tax increase approved by City Council last month. Governor General Mary Simon announced the names of the newest recipients of the Order of Canada today, with 2 Saskatchewan residents making the list of 80. Michelle Good of Red Pheasant Cree Nation and Saskatoon's Wayne Brownlee are receiving the honor this year. Good is known for her work as a lawyer, survivor of the 60s scoop, and author of 5 Little Indians. Brownlee was recognized for his work in Canadian business and his philanthropic efforts, including the revitalization of the town of Bigger. Saskatoon's newest warming location is now open. The Sawayatoten Women's Warm-Up Shelter is open on Avenue C next to the Salvation Army. Available to women 18 and older, the overnight warm-up location began last week and is open 24 hours a day every day. A safety plan from the city says the area will have focused and random patrols from the fire department and police around the clock. Commissionaires, peacekeepers from the Saskatoon Tribal Council and Salvation Army Security will also patrol the area every day of the week. New Year's Eve is one of the busiest nights of the year, and SGI is reminding partygoers to plan a safe ride home to help keep impaired driving numbers down as we ring in 2026. City buses in Regina, Moose Jaw, Prince Albert, and Saskatoon are free tonight, while taxis, ride shares are expected to be operating at full capacity across the province. SGI is hoping drivers get the message and plan a safe ride home, as local police will be out conducting check stops tonight.
A big night out on the town, or people are going out to their friends' places, and we just want to make sure everyone knows how they're going to get home safe. The best piece of advice we can give is to plan ahead, designate a sober driver, or plan to stay the night, or plan to get a cab or a ride share.
SGI says either public transit, a ride share, or designated driving services, making a plan ahead of time can help ensure everyone gets home safely tonight. When we come back, a special year in review interview. We catch up with the Lieutenant Governor looking back on 2025 and what's on for next year.
Been a year of change, and significant change for one person in particular, and that is our Lieutenant Governor, now 10 months into the job, so it's time to catch up and see how that is going. Bernadette McIntyre, thank you so much for taking some time out of your busy schedule.
Well, thank you, Daryl, and welcome to Government House.
What's it been like over the last 10 months? What have you learned?
Oh, I've learned so much. It's been absolutely fabulous. I've learned the details of being a Lieutenant Governor, but it hasn't been quite a year, so I'm sure I have more to learn. And I've met so many wonderful people, including the King.
How about that legislative process? Because I'm sure you didn't know all that entailed when you signed up for this.
You know, I knew part of it because I had some responsibility at SGI with legislation. However, you're right. All the details and the things that I need to review and sign off, it's been a real education, and it's great. I have wonderful staff and great legal advisors, so I think I'm almost up to speed on all of that.
That's the business side of the job, but there's also a community aspect, which I know you love because you spent most of your life coordinating volunteers and getting people out to public events in this province. What has it meant to you to go to communities and talk to people, meet people, and represent the King?
Oh, it's an absolute honor. Like, I am just thrilled. I mean, I take, as you said, the business side of the position very seriously and do my homework. However, being out with even more communities than I had been before and meeting so many wonderful people, because Saskatchewan is its people, and it is so great to see all the wonderful, positive things that people are doing throughout this wonderful province that spans many, many square miles.
And you did get an opportunity to meet the King, and we've talked about this before, but if you would have told your mom and dad years ago, or younger you, that one day you'd be standing face to face with the King or Queen, a monarch, what would you have said?
Oh, I wouldn't have believed it. I would have thought, my mom, who is from England, I would have thought, oh yeah, she's just dreaming. So it really was a fabulous experience to meet the King in Buckingham Palace, and then to meet the King and Queen in Ottawa, and to be in Senate when the King read the throne speech. So really historic moments, and that we'll cherish always, and still sort of think it's a little dreamlike.
Okay, so what's he like? They say don't meet your heroes, right? What's he like?
Actually, he's very warm and down to earth, wonderful handshake, and my husband commented he has a very deep voice. So he is, and very interested in Canada and Saskatchewan. So, and you saw that, I think, in Ottawa. He didn't want to leave. People were dragging him away, and he still wanted to shake hands and meet people. So I think he's very much enjoying the role and doing a great job.
Prior to this job, you were probably one of the busiest people that I knew. Now you're even busier, and you've got this wonderful title. We can't do this without our partners. I can't do my job without my wife. How big a role has Rich played in this whole thing for you?
Well, he's been great. He doesn't come to everything, but he comes to the things that he finds interesting, and he's coming to and attending more things than I thought he would. So I think he's enjoying the whole process and position more than he's letting on.
I know that a lot of places that you go, people give you gifts. Have you gotten anything over the last 10 months that really stands out to you?
Well, it's been fabulous. I meet a lot of ambassadors and consul generals from different countries, and they bring beautiful gifts. So I have one that really stands out is 2 wine glasses from Japan that are hand painted, and they're pink, one of my favorite colors. So, but all the gifts are beautiful. Many beautiful cashmere and silk scarves, mementos of their country.
Thoughtful items.
Very, very thoughtful. So it's great. And we return, you know, we tend to be a little bit Saskatchewan, so we try to give them, you know, a Saskatchewan product, maybe Gravelberg mustard or the caramels made here, you know, in Regina, or some Three Farmers product. And we have other nice things from the Lieutenant Governor's office, so they have a memento even when they finished consuming our wonderful Saskatchewan products.
Of course. You wouldn't take a job like this if you didn't love people, and very soon you're going to invite people here to Government House, where we are situated today, for the levy. How nice is it to host that event?
I have attended, as you know, not as the Lieutenant Governor. I've attended and had tea and met Lieutenant Governors over the years and admired Government House. So quite excited that this year Rich and I'll get to host in Government House on New Year's Day. So it's a very special thing, and I really do invite the whole community to come out and enjoy, because Government House is a treasure, a historic treasure. And so it's our way, not only now, but then to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas and all the best in 2026. So what a great way to start off the new year.
And we'll let you go on this, your wish for Saskatchewan people for the year 2026.
Prosperity, happiness, and health.
I love that. Bernadette, thank you so much for spending some time with us.
Thank you so much, and Merry Christmas to you and your
Christmas
family.
To you and all of you out there at home.
Jeff has a look at weather for New Year's Eve and beyond, plus tips for maintaining a health-promoting humidifier in winter. All right, Jeff, we're going to be ringing in the new year with what type of weather?
Snow, at least for Prince Albert. Looks to maybe around 2 to 4 centimeters of snow. So it'll make for lovely pictures if you're outside and you're backlit and the flakes are coming down. Maybe somebody getting down on one knee, doing a little something surprising. You never know. You never know. It is the season of romance. At least I think it is. Anyhow, let's take a look and see what we've got going on. Once again, fairly quiet conditions out on the lower mainland and down towards Vancouver Island. But rain is eventually, probably for the weekend, start moving into that part of our country. Across the Prairie provinces, relatively quiet circumstances, but we do have these series of lows that are slipping across the province. And in behind that, we've been dealing with some cold Arctic air, and that doesn't really start to mitigate until we make our way into the early part of 2026. So into other parts of Canada, well, we're keeping our eye on another low that's developing in the Great Lakes region and will impact the Maritimes and Atlantic Canada with regard to holiday reverie. So let's take a look at the computer modeling. You can see that one system moving out, and there's that second system that might be sliding in as well. So these things are coming through, not adding up to a lot in the way of accumulation as far as snowfall goes, but just to be aware of that could create some issues on the roads. On to our numbers. So here's what things look like overnight. So overnight, temperatures are on the cold side. Let's not kid ourselves. Spiritwood -21, -18 in the Battlefords, -22 in Candle Lake. The same for Birch Hills and Melfort, -21 in Rosthern and -23 in Nipawin. And as I mentioned, much of the area will be dealing with a possibility of some flurries. Now, as we make our way into January 1st, the first day of 2026. Minus 17 with cloudy skies in Spiritwood, minus 14 in the Battleford's cloudy there as well. Mainly cloudy conditions in Candle Lake and Birch Hills with a high of just minus 19, so significantly lower than seasonal for this time of January. Minus 18 in Rostern for a daytime high. Into the minus 20s in Nipawin and Melfort, minus 20 specifically for Nipawin and minus 21 for Melfort. On to the details for the Gateway City. Minus 22 degrees overnight. Winds out of the northeast at 10, 2 to 4 centimeters of snow. We might see maybe some fog patches developing. We're going to have to keep our eye on that. And then as we roll into tomorrow, minus 18 degrees, mainly cloudy skies, winds out of the northwest 15. So you will certainly feel that minus 18, feeling like it's more into the minus 20s. So there is a bit of a wind chill to deal with there. So let's take a look and see what we've got going on for Friday. Minus 17 degrees with a chance of some flurries. Minus 19 on Saturday. So staying cold as we get into the first weekend of 2026. Minus 16 on Sunday. You'll be indoors watching football on Saturday and Sunday. So come on, things are not so bad. And then temperatures start to mitigate. We get to Monday, minus 14 degrees, and then minus 12 on Tuesday, which is basically seasonal for this time of year in Prince Albert. And 1 week from today, minus 9 degrees, mainly cloudy skies, so slightly warmer than seasonal. So a bit of a mild spell we can anticipate right now as we make our way into the first full week of 2026.
And Jeff, you and I are going to need it because we didn't get the phone call this morning from Team Canada, did we?
Yeah, exactly. Jeff, we have an opening for Waterboy. Oh, and it turns out you're not even qualified for that, Jeff.
I was going to say, I'd take that role. Well, that brings us to the roster for Team Canada's Olympic hockey team, which was announced this morning with a number of players on the Olympic roster having Saskatchewan connections. Saskatoon's Darcy Kemper is the only player from our province on the team heading to Italy in February. Former Moose Jaw Warrior Braden Point making his first Olympic appearance. So is Josh Morrissey, who played for the Prince Albert Raiders. NHL players are returning to the Olympic Games after missing the last two events in 2018 and 2022. The full roster is available on ctvnews.ca.
When it comes to sports rivalries, Canada and the Soviet Union in hockey was always near the top. You wouldn't have expected both nations' men's Olympic hockey teams to be facing off in Saskatchewan, but it has happened. We found rare footage of Olympic hockey teams playing games in Saskatoon in 1988. That year, the Canadian men's Olympic hockey team faced off against the Soviet Union and Sweden in a pre-tournament series just days before the Calgary Olympics. The games were some of the first to be played at the new Saskatchewan Place Arena in Saskatoon. This was before NHL players paused their season to play in the Olympics, so fans saw a Canadian Olympic roster which included Trent Yanni, Mark Habscheid, and goaltender Andy Moog. The Soviet Union had a stacked roster, which included the likes of Igor Larionov, Alexander McGillney, and Valery Kamensky. Both teams lit the lamp early, each getting a goal within the first 2 minutes, but Canada would get 2 unanswered goals after that and hang on to a 3-2 victory. 1 day later, Canada's Olympic team faced off against Team Sweden. This match was also a back-and-forth battle that saw the teams exchange goals throughout the game, the final score being a 2-2 tie. Canada then went to the Calgary Olympics but finished off the podium in 4th place behind Sweden, Finland, and the Soviet Union. But those rare opportunities to see Olympic hockey in Saskatchewan gave fans plenty to cheer about, with many showing their Canadian hockey pride. And if you want to check out more classic sports moments from the days of Wilco and wood finish televisions, you can check them out on our website.
Do you have a community event you would like to promote? Or maybe you'd like to draw attention to your organization. Let your local CTV station help you spread the word. Contact us at 306-922-6020 or email panews@ctv.ca. You can appear on CTV Prince Albert's News at 5 and get your message to our viewers.
With dry winter air plus cold and flu season in full swing, a humidifier can be essential to better skin, sleep, and overall health. But they can potentially spread bacteria and other germs, so there are ways to keep yours in great shape. Here's Pat Foran with some tips.
Humidifiers cannot prevent colds or the flu, but they can make you more comfortable and can soothe irritation and reduce inflammation in your airways by keeping indoor air moist. But how well you maintain them plays a big role.
You should always make sure that you clean your humidifier, because if you don't, that might start causing the growth of mold and bacteria.
To keep your humidifier clean, always follow the manufacturer's instructions, which typically include daily and weekly maintenance. Most will suggest you rinse, then towel dry the tank and fill it with clean water every day. And then give your humidifier a deep cleaning with distilled vinegar every week. And be sure to replace the filter or wick according to your owner's manual.
We've been testing humidifiers for decades. Some are way easier to clean than others, which is very important because you'll have to maintain that humidifier regularly throughout the season.
In this chamber, Consumer Reports runs humidifiers overnight to measure how many gallons of water each one emits. Ideally, you want a relative humidity between 30 and 50% inside your home. To help it work best, position your humidifier on a flat surface raised at least 2 feet above the floor. This allows for more moisture to dissipate into the air. Testers recommend this Vicks model for smaller rooms, and for larger spaces, this Honeywell. And if you have kids or pets at home, choose a cool mist humidifier which stays cool to the touch, unlike warm mist models that can pose a burn risk. Before you put your humidifier away for the season, give it a good deep clean, then make sure it dries completely, especially the inside of the water tank. Pat Foran, CTV News.
All right, Jeff, it's the last day of the year, right?
Yeah.
Wrong. On the other side of the world, countries are already celebrating the new year, like Australia.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Fireworks were launched at the Sydney Harbour Bridge following the countdown to the new year. Australia's capital, Canberra, is 17 hours ahead of Prince Albert, so it makes it one of the few countries to ring in the new year first. Christmas Island is the first location to officially restart its calendar. You want to go visit Christmas Island right now?
Me and my Jimmy Buffett tapes, you bet.
There you go, absolutely. Well, enjoy the New Year's. Get home safe if you're going out, and have a happy New Year.
Happy New Year.